Hi, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're watching from. Welcome to today's webinar. Oh my goodness, just 1 second. So if you can hear, you can see, let's do a little bit of sound check. If you can see me and you can hear me, just give me a second. Please, can you type, how do I reduce this one? If you can see and hear, let me know in the comments, please. I can see you, Shei, and I can hear you, and we can start. I'm so glad to be here today. I'm so excited about today. First of all, congratulations for being here. You have made a very, very good decision to be here today. Yes, we can see and hear you. Amazing. So there is the welcome. Where are you watching from? And please don't forget to share it. Go ahead and just click the share button so a lot more people can know that we have started. A lot of people that are waiting, but they are not here yet. Let's just click the button so they can know we've started, okay? Welcome everybody who is here today, taking time off your busy schedule to be here today. We're going to jump right in so that we're not wasting too much time. Yep. So first of all, congratulations on being here. You made the best decision. And then, of course, what is your name? Where are you joining from? Leave your best emoji in the comments. Click the share button so that others know we've started. And also, you need to be subscribed to the channel for you to be able to comment or ask a question. Okay, just give me 1 second to check something. So go ahead, we're starting soon. We're starting in a minute. Let's just give a few more people time to join while I do something here. Just give me 1 second. 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. Just 1 second. Yep. Okay, yeah, well said. So if your screen is not clear, sometimes it happens like that. You can go out and come back, or you can just adjust your YouTube settings so that the picture is clearer to you. Of course, what you're going to learn today is going to change your mindset, and it's going to benefit you immensely. So remove all distractions, yeah, and concentrate for the next 45 minutes or so. And at the end of this webinar, of course, you would understand what you need to find a job in Canada. Okay, so I think we're done with introductions. Paul is joining from Vancouver. That is so nice. There's somebody joining from Bahrain. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this country. Mofa Gilbert. How is it over there? What time is it in Bahrain? Of course, my dear country, Nigeria. Someone is also lots of people are joining from Nigeria, of course. Princess from Lagos. What about people from Ghana? Not seen anybody from Ghana so far. And then this is Olusegun from Lagos. Olusegun is one of our members. Awesome. So let's start. Yeah. So how we're going to do this is I'm going to share my screen and run through presentation that I have prepared. And then, of course, we're going to come back and take questions. Yep. Okay, so if you can see my screen that says welcome to today's webinar, please can you let me know so that I can go on. So today is a great day for us to talk about getting a job in Canada. And like I said before, you have made a great decision to be here today. What you will learn will change your mindset and will show you clear step-by-step strategies to get a job in Canada despite previous failures. Okay. And you need to stay till the end because you don't want to miss out on the best part of today's webinar. I've left the best for last. So you need to stay till the end to get the best. So a little bit of introduction. If you don't know who I am, my name is Shei Obasi. I am a proud Nigerian. I live in Canada and I've been here over 6 years. So primarily I guide people and I teach strategies on the different routes to move to Canada. I'm not giving immigration advice. This is for education and information purposes. And with my webinars and with my products, I've been able to help over 1,000 people. I'm sure it's over more than that to relocate to Canada in the last few years. And my goal is to help you to move to Canada too. Okay, I know that lots of people who talk about moving to Canada, some of them are genuine, others are not so genuine. So there are a lot of people that are caught between not knowing who they can trust. But today I want to show you a step-by-step guide that will help you to get a job in Canada. And if you're able to implement what you learn today, it can actually increase your job success rate by over 200%, which is just great for a lot of people. So first of all, why do you need to learn the step-by-step guide to get a job in Canada? Because it is one way that you can move to Canada. So if you're not living in Canada, there are a few different ways you can come to Canada. Actually getting a job, can help you to, one, get a work permit. Getting a job can also give you points depending on the job you get in your express entry profile. So that is why getting a job is so important. You can land in Canada and you can start working and earning Canadian dollars immediately you land. So you don't have to study. You don't have to study first before you now get a work permit and then before you now apply for permanent residence. You can start working as soon as you land, and you can use that work experience to apply for permanent residency. So having worked in Canada for at least 1 year will you will be eligible for the Canadian experience class in the express entry. And you don't have to pay any tuition. You don't need that large proof of fund if you're coming to study in Canada, and you don't need the IELTS. A lot of people always ask me, do I need IELTS for a job? No, IELTS is needed for permanent residency. IELTS is usually not needed to get a job, even though you also need to show the employer that you can speak English and you can communicate very well in English language. Another reason why you need to know how to get a job in Canada is because many of the provincial nominee programs in Canada, and even a lot of the pilot programs require a job offer. This is one thing that often gives a lot of people headache, because they look at provincial nominee programs or the pilot programs like the RNIP, the Global Hyper Growth Program, AIPP, Temporary Foreign Worker Program, Caregiver Program. All of them require that you find a job from a Canadian employer. So you can't run away from this, except you want to come to Canada to study or you want to use the express entry. But if you need to get a job to maybe add to your points in the express entry, or maybe be able to get a work permit, you actually need to know how you can actually get a job in Canada. So this is why today's webinar is useful and valuable. So if you want to succeed in any of these programs and move to Canada, like I said, you need to learn the skill of getting a job in Canada. So this is the reality of many of you, because I talk to a lot of you, you send me messages, you comment on my YouTube videos. The reality is that a lot of people have tried to get a job in Canada, and they have had no success. So I've had people say, I've applied to 20 jobs, 100 jobs, 50 jobs, and and nobody has called me for an interview. And sometimes I ask them a few questions in terms of how are you applying and all of that. So sometimes they are making certain mistakes. Sometimes it's not just time for you. A lot of people are discouraged and confused because they are thinking, okay, what am I doing wrong? I'm using the right CV, I'm sending the right cover letter, but I'm not getting a job. And because of desperation, a lot of people have actually reached out to people who are promising them jobs, and they have been scammed. They have been scammed all sorts of amounts, and some of them don't tire. So a lot of people are tired of the entire process of getting a job. They are actually tired of the entire process of even trying to move to Canada. That is actually the reality for a lot of people, and I acknowledge that. I see it, I hear it, and I acknowledge it. Because you are not alone, and I want you to know you're not alone. You're not the only person feeling that way. You're not the only person going through that struggle. Lots of people are going through it, especially with recent policy changes in Canada. It's looking like, things are almost looking impossible. So you are not alone. But of course, there's always a way out. There's no way, there will be no way. Anyhow the thing is blocked, there has to be a way. And that's why we're doing today's webinar. So apparently, if you are here, what you want to know is what you can do now. What can I do? I've been trying to get a job, or I need a job in Canada. What can I do? You need someone to actually show you the right way, show you maybe the things that you need to fix in the way you're trying to look for a job now. And of course, you don't want to be scammed. You've already spent a lot of money. Things are hard. The economy is bad. You don't want to be scammed. You just want a job. for you to be able to move to Canada, possibly with your family. That's what you want, and that's why you're here. So the most important reason why I'm holding today's webinar is because I want to prevent things like this. Now, these are messages that I've received from people. I've received countless. These are just a few of people who are talking about how they've been scammed. Yeah, someone says I've been scammed like 4 different times. I don't know which is genuine again. And I understand this this fear, because there are even people scamming people using my name. There are people that have created profiles, and it's not just me, created profiles of people who are talking about Canada immigration or any immigration, and they're actually telling people, oh, we can give you jobs. And this is what people want to hear, right? So they give them money. Someone says, I'm currently in debt of over 6.8 million. I'm leaving it here so that you can read. I hope it's clear. 6.8 million naira due to borrowed money to facilitate their traveling. I've even heard someone who sold everything he had, gave it to them. They gave him a fake visa. When he got to the airport, of course, they told him that he couldn't travel because his visa was fake. So this is happening like every day. As we are speaking now, somebody is being duped. As we are talking now, somebody is being scammed, because they are desperate to get a job. And a lot of these scams are very well organized. And that is why in my last webinar, I talked about how to spot fake job offers. So they are becoming stronger, they are becoming wiser, they are becoming bolder, and they are even giving people fake job offers. So this is the reason why I'm doing this. Lots of people reaching out to talk about scam. This one said there was a care job giving accommodation and turned out to be a scam. So a lot of times, if the offer is too good to be true, they are telling you we'll pay your flight, we will give you accommodation and all of that. You need to be careful, yeah. Especially when they're asking you to give them money, pay them something, it is likely to be a scam. I say it, I shout it, some people don't hear. Well, it happens. Today, you're at the right place at the right time, because I want to show you how you can stop the job search failure, stop being scammed, stop being desperate, and actually finally start getting interviews for a job that you apply for. And this is totally going to be worth your time. So if you're someone who actually wants to learn and wants to know what to do, this will be worth your time. Now, what is the secret to getting a job in Canada? The secret to getting a job in Canada is that there's no secret. Yeah, there is no secret. But there are things that Canadian employers look for. I don't think they are secrets, because I've seen them being talked about a lot of places. If you have the strategy to show the employers these things that they are looking out for, you are on your way to success. So nobody holds the key. And a lot of people that are reaching out, or I see posting on social media, we have a job, care jobs available, send your CV. You need to be careful, yeah, because you need to sit down, dissociate yourself, and think about how is it that they are able to get you those jobs. Think about it very well. So I want to share with you those things that can get you a job in Canada. Those things that you need to do, you need to implement, you need to start doing that will get you a job in Canada. Is this something that you're interested in? If you are, please leave it in the comments. But I want to assume that because you are here, you're actually interested. Because if you're interested, if you're not interested, you won't be here, right? But if you're interested, let me just see some yeses in the comments that will show that you're actually interested in learning those things that can get you a job in Canada. Okay? Yeah, so we see a few yeses in the comments. Now, before I go on, I want to give a disclaimer that this is not immigration advice. What I'm giving now is totally for information and education purposes. It is not intended to substitute professional advice, and there are no guarantees of outcome. It is very, very important that you know this. Okay, let's go forward. Now, before I start, I have a favor to ask. I want you to remove all distractions. I'm not going to talk for too long. Today's webinar is not going to be very long, because I want to take your questions. Turn off Instagram or TikTok, get a notebook, pay attention, interact, and engage. So when I say do something, try and do it, yeah? So let's keep it interactive and engaging. Do we have a deal? Yeah? So are you going to leave TikTok and Instagram alone? They will always be there. And try and pay attention, because this is actually for your future, and you actually want to learn. You want to finally crack this code of getting a job in Canada. First of all, this webinar is not for those who are looking for who will do it for me. So like I said, all those people want to sit down and the job fall on their laps by magic. This is not for you. As we go along, I'll talk about the nuances of getting a job in Canada. That is why you will need to understand that a lot of people who are posting these jobs on Facebook, on Instagram with, very, very catchy and attractive details. They just want you to pay them some registration fee and they will run away. Many of you here already know that. It's also not for people who are too lazy to do the work that is required. I'm always amazed when people just sit down and say, can you help me get a job? But like, why would I do that? You need to be involved in getting a job for yourself. If you have no desire to relocate to Canada, then this is not for you. And if you don't want to invest in learning and guidance to get the knowledge that you need, this is probably not for you. And this is the right time for you to drop off this webinar so that we know that we're talking to people who actually want to gain value. Yeah? So one question that I keep getting all the time is, can I find a job in Canada from outside of Canada? Answer is absolutely yes. Yeah, you can find a job from outside of Canada. Lots of people have reached out to say LMIA was cancelled. LMIA was not cancelled. Canada still has the LMIA. They just made some adjustments to the policy where if you calm down or you check in the Canada website or you go on the internet and search, you will actually see the details of the changes that were made. But LMIA is still on. Canada's employers still do need people, and a lot of those people that they need are foreign workers. Okay, so the process of getting a job in Canada is actually the same as anywhere in the world. The same thing that you do anywhere in the world is the same thing you do in Canada with some differences. So how do you find a job in Canada? You find a job advert. So an employer posts a job maybe, or an agency posts a job. If you know about the job or someone tells you about a job opening somewhere, so maybe you have a friend in Canada that says, oh, I'm aware that this care home is looking for foreigners or they are looking for care workers. Those are the ways. So the first thing is you find that job. You are aware that a job is available that you can apply for. Then you check if you meet the requirements of the job. If you do, then you apply. Of course, you apply by sending your CV and cover letter and filling application form or whatever. And then if your CV and cover letter gets through, they call you for an interview. If you pass the interview, you get the job offer and the LMIA in this case, and then you start the job. Yeah, so this is it. This is not like a eureka moment. This is something that is the way you get a job anywhere in the world. That is Canada, the UK, anywhere. Yeah. So, but you now wonder, okay, so if it's this simple in quotes, why are you not finding a job? Why is it that you've applied to 20, 30, 40 jobs and you haven't been able to get even an interview? Some people haven't even gotten a response to say, okay, we have received your CV. Yeah, so why is it like that? I'm going to give you about 6, 7 reasons why you have not received a job offer. Number one is that you are not standing out. I want you to realize that you might live in Nigeria, Ghana, Luxembourg, UK, wherever you might live in. The jobs that are posted by Canada employers or Canada recruiters are open to everybody in the world. Yeah, so everybody in the world is looking to everybody in every country in the world. Not everybody, people in every country in the world are looking for a way to immigrate to Canada. So there's no way you would see a job posted and it said it's only for Nigerians. I know that some people like to say Canada is looking for Nigerians. There's no job posting that is only for Nigerians or Ghanaians. It's open to everybody. It's even open to temporary residents who live in Canada. They also can be classified as foreign workers. So you need to be standing out. It's just if you are looking for a job even in Nigeria or your own country, you are not the only person that will apply. So you need to stand out. And a lot of people are not standing out, so they are not being picked by the employers. And then the reason why you're not even standing out is because your CV and your cover letter are substandard. Yeah. So on this channel, I've made a video about CVs. I think I made more than one video about what to do with your CV. I posted one recently. Not many people watch those videos because they are not interested in working on their CVs. They are only interested in magic formula. Yeah. So that magic formula is what is making you to be scammed. Magic formula is why you haven't gotten it up on this point. The magic formula is the reason why people have been saying, I've been trying to immigrate to Canada for 3 years. I hear that a lot. I've been trying to immigrate to Canada for 5 years. Then what are you doing? They're looking for magic formula. You also need to make sure that your cover letter is not substandard. Lots of people don't even bother with cover letter. Yeah, I have a video that is going to come out later this week or maybe this weekend about cover letter. It's a 20-something minute video, very detailed. So if you're serious about CV and cover letter, you need to be checking out the videos on this channel. Some people's CVs are filled with errors. I see some CVs and I wince because, my goodness, they are not in Canada's format. They are substandard, filled with errors. They are filled with different kinds of fonts, different colors of font. They don't look professional. And really, no employer is going to waste time looking at it. They will just put it in the bin. Yeah, so that is one reason why you could have sent 50 CVs. Some people have even sent their CVs without cover letter. Nobody has called you for interview because, frankly, nobody has the time. You have to look through a CV that is substandard. It's not even in Canada format. Yeah, and also that is not accompanied by cover letter most times. So that is number one or number two reason. The third thing is that you do not even know where to find genuine jobs. So a lot of people know what they know in terms of job bank. Even that job bank, I'm surprised some people don't even know about it. There are some things about job bank I cannot, this is not the webinar for that. But some people go to job bank and they go to Indeed. Those two are very popular, yeah, with people who are looking for jobs in Canada. But sometimes you need to be searching for the jobs that are looking for you. Some jobs are only open to Canadian residents. Some jobs are open to permanent residents and citizens. So if you're a temporary resident, you are not a permanent resident, they will not take you. Some jobs are open to those who only have work permits. There are some jobs that are open to those who don't have work permits, who are just trying to get work permits. You need to be able to find these jobs that are for you so that you're not wasting your time and looking for jobs that they're asking you, what is your status in Canada? You don't have a status. So that job opening is not for you. Okay, so you need to be sure that these jobs that you're looking at, they are genuine jobs and they are the jobs that you qualify for. So they probably are jobs that are offering to give LMIA to those who they actually employ. And then apart from not even knowing where to get genuine jobs, a lot of us do not have a network, or even those that have a network are not using our networks properly. Some of us don't have a LinkedIn profile. A lot of people don't have LinkedIn profile. A lot of people are not using their LinkedIn profile properly. Yeah, and I can even say I'm even guilty of this, but I'm not looking for a job. If you're looking for a job, you need to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is optimized so that if an employer even does get your CV and they go and look at your LinkedIn profile, is it the same thing? Have you ever reached out to anybody on LinkedIn? People that are on LinkedIn are people that are looking for people to employ. Yeah, so a lot of recruiters are on there. I'm not even looking for a job, but recruiters do reach out to me that we saw your profile on LinkedIn. We're wondering if you're interested in this or if you're interested in that. If nobody has ever reached out to you for that, then your LinkedIn profile is not optimized. The keywords are not there because when they're searching, they will search for certain keywords. Do you have that? And then if you know anybody in Canada, you need to be nice to them so that they can also help you check. They can also help you ask in their own network. That will help you a lot. I know a lot of people will say they don't know anybody in Canada. That's fine. You need to start going on LinkedIn and connecting to people who actually are in your industry and they work in Canada. That's one pro tip there. Yeah. And then for those who even manage to have a CV and a cover letter and they see those job offers and they're applying, you do not qualify for the jobs. Somebody say, I'm applying to kitchen help, I'm applying to caregiver, I'm applying to carpenter, I'm applying to all of them. Some people say they've applied to 30 jobs. Those 30 jobs are maybe 10 different professions. And you know what? They are sending the same CV, the same cover letter. They are not even changing or modifying anything. So you might qualify for the job, or you might say you qualify, but you need to actually show that you qualify. It's so important that you subscribe to this channel so that you can watch that video about the cover letter that is coming out sometime this week. I show you how to do that. You need to show them that you qualify. You can't say I qualify. How? How would they know? So if you don't qualify for the job, no employer will pick you. Just put yourself in the shoe of a recruiter. Maybe you are recruiting for a company. Do you want to recruit someone who does not qualify? Or someone who your employer will be asking you, why did you recruit this person? Yeah, so you need to qualify for the jobs and you need to show that you qualify. I know it can be stressful in terms of how do I show, this is so daunting, this is so hard. It's not hard. You just need to calm down and know that getting a job is a job. Getting a job is a process. Getting a job is a project, yeah, that you also need to be invested in for you to be able to get a job. Okay. Then for those who even manage to get an interview, you don't know how to interview. You are not great at interviews. You cannot even show why some of you, your internet does not work during interviews. Someone told me that he was interviewing, NEPA took light. The internet was now not working. Of course, it was disconnected from the interview and all that. I know those peculiar challenges that we have in Nigeria. But of course, you need to know ahead of time that this is what could happen. You need to understand how to answer the question, why you? Why should we take you? You need to also know how to weave that into all your answers. Anything you're answering, make them to see why you are the best candidate for that position. This is a competition. Getting a job is a competition. It's not only you that they will interview, except there's a skill that only very few people have, and you are one of those few people. So if you don't have that kind of skill, maybe cloud computing or something, which a lot of people are now getting. So even those computer skills, lots of people are getting it. So you need to be able to show why you. Yeah. And then for some of you are just tired. Oh my God, they are tired. You are forgetting that persistence is the name of the game. Persistence is the name of the game. There are people in Canada. I know someone recently who got a very good job in Canada. That particular company, she has applied to them 5 or 6 times, maybe 7 times. She kept applying. They kept rejecting her. But of course, she wanted to work there. And she knew that persistence. Yeah, sometimes you can get to a point, the HR will be like, who is this person? Always sending their CV. Let me even look at it. Persistence is the name of the game. You cannot get tired. It's either the question is, do you really want to get a job in Canada? Or do you want to try something else? Yeah. Do you want to get a job? Try to get a job as well as trying something else. Those are options. Or do you not even want this at all? So you have to actually know that, yes, I want to get a job. I won't be tired. I'm going to persistent. So even if you have only 30 minutes every day to do this, you have to do it like a project. Yeah, be at it. Remember the way you got the job you have now in your country. You didn't just wake up one day and the job fell in your laps. So these are the 7 challenges that people have that I've been able to identify from the people I talked to and from research that I've done. Now, if you identified with any of these 7 challenges, even one, put a yes in the comments and tell me the particular challenge you have. Some of you is that you don't know where to find the job. Some of you is that you don't usually tweak your cover letter and your CV for each job. In fact, you know for that wahala. You just send the CV like that, yeah, or your cover letter. Yeah. Some of you is that you don't have a network, or you don't even qualify for these jobs, or you probably don't even see the jobs that you qualify for when you do go and apply. So whichever one challenges it is that you are having, just put it in the comments so I can see the challenges that people are having. If you have any other challenge that I haven't even mentioned, also put it in the comments. So now the question is, okay, Sheyi, you mentioned all these challenges and all of these things. You say we should not allow ourselves to be scammed. So what should you do? Yeah. First of all, you need to make up your mind in terms of, do I really want to do this? It's not easy. It is simple. It's not easy. It's simple in terms of there's no rocket science thing that you have to do. It's a simple process, but it is not easy. Yeah. And like I said before, it's something you need to keep at. That's the first thing. So it's a mindset. So these are kind of like the 9 things I think that you need to focus on. You need to look for the right employers. You need to have a Canasta style resume and a strong cover letter. So these are you're not, at first, they are not going to see you. Yeah. They're only going to see your cover letter and your CV. So those are the first things that you need to work on. Then you need to be a Canada style resume and a strong cover letter. You need to be applying for jobs you qualify for. Apply for jobs that you have the skill. In your cover letter, show how you have the skill. Don't be applying for a nursing job when you don't even have a nursing certificate, or you don't even do nursing. I'm just giving an example. Now, have a system for applying for your job search. That's why I said it's a project. Every project has a system, right? So have your own system and increase your job skills. A lot of people who have come to Canada to try to find a job realize that sometimes employers are not really interested in whether you have a master's. They just want to know that you have the job skills. Do you know how to use this software? What if this one happens? Do you know how to use this? That's why a lot of people in IT did not even study computer science. They just went and learned those skills. So do you have skills that the employer is looking for? What about your interviewing skills? Yeah, can you communicate properly with them? They see enthusiasm when they're communicating with you, and do you have the right attitude? The attitude to continue to chase this, the attitude that Canadian employers are actually looking for. Then do you have the right strategy and the right guidance to finding a job in Canada? These are the 9 things. Like I said before, not complicated, actually simple, not particularly easy. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's easy, just sit down and do it. It's not easy. Nothing good actually comes easy. Yeah. None of us that are sitting here in Canada probably have a permanent residence as citizens or maybe working or maybe students have found it easy. It's not been easy. We all have our stories and you are sort of building your own story at this point. All of this is going to be testimonial and stories at the end of the day. But you need to make sure that you're keeping at it so that you can actually succeed. Yeah. And then one more thing to add to the 9 things, subscribe to this channel. Yeah, if you're not subscribed to this channel, I wonder what's wrong now. Turn on the notification bell. They're helpful videos. My intention and my objective for this channel is to put out information that will help you move forward in your Canada immigration plan. Not here to like entertain you or anything or make you feel bad. I just want to be able to help. So subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell. There are videos in this channel that expand on a lot of the things that I've talked about in today's webinar. Go and check them out. Yeah. Now, these 9 things, like I said, they are not rocket science. They are things that you can actually work on. You can improve your skills. You can work on your Canada resume or your CV and your cover letter. You can find time in your day to work on cover letters to make sure you're checking for jobs that you actually qualify for. These are things you can do. You can work on them. Now, how can you work on them? Okay, first of all, when you work on them, you can avoid things like this. Remember the scam that we talked about? I just wanted to put it again to see that there are actually people who are getting scammed. Those people that are scamming you, those people, they don't have heart and soul. They don't care. So you need to be able to avoid things like this. You need a step-by-step guide. Some people want to know, okay, what do I do first? What is the next thing that I do? What's the third thing that I do? Do I need to bother with IELTS? What do I do now? So there are people who are panicking in that way because they don't have a step-by-step guide. There are people who don't have people they trust. Some people will even say they have people in Canada, they are reaching out to them, they are not helping them. Sometimes maybe they don't know how to help. So you actually do need a step-by-step guide. And if I could speak to everybody one by one, I will be able to help. But I can't speak to everybody one by one. Like I can't, yeah, because there's not enough hours in the day. So that's why I came up with a blueprint or a guide that will show you how to go about it from A to Z. Now, don't panic. Don't say, oh, she wants to take our money. She wants to sell us something. No, this is not about selling you anything. This is about guiding you. Like I said before, if you check out videos in my YouTube channel, you will see videos that can help you. But you do need that step-by-step guide and someone that you can come to and say, I've tried this. This is the challenge I'm having. What should I do next? So this blueprint guides you from the CV to the cover letter. Where do I find the right employers, which I know some people are already asking in the comments. How do I put myself in the right attitude? Where do I find the jobs? Yeah, apart from probably Indeed and, probably Indeed and Job Bank. There are agencies that employ for certain people. So there are agencies that employ for caregivers, for example. There are agencies that employ people for quality work and all of that. So how this blueprint is going to guide you in terms of showing you how to get all of this in a step-by-step way. It is not a magic bullet. So this is not about you will sit down and it will fall in your lap. I don't advocate for that. And I don't care whether, you go away from here without getting the blueprint. That's not my problem. But I need to let you know that I am not about to show you a magic bullet. Yeah, this is something that will facilitate the process of getting a job for you in Canada. It's actually a comprehensive guide that I put together based on my experience of getting jobs here in Canada, as well as helping people like you to get jobs. Yeah, so people talk to me like every day, almost on an hourly basis, talking about how they can get jobs in Canada, how they can immigrate to Canada. And with my guidance, a lot of people have been able to do that. Yeah. I'm going to show you the guide and I'm going to show you what it offers and how you can be a part of it. But the X factor is you. So the X factor is the winning factor, yeah, is you. You still need to be involved, brother and sister. You cannot run away from it. If you don't want to involve, then you're like, can you get me a job? Well, I'm sorry, I can't. I wish I could because there's so many people that are asking. But I don't want to deceive you and take your money and tell you to register. If I did that, a lot of people would register, right? So the X factor is you. Think about it, even in your country where you are. Will somebody go and look for the job for you? Even if somebody helps you and connects you, they will still have to get your CV. Yeah, and they will still have to interview you. A lot of these people that you are reaching out to will take money from you. How do you know that they are looking for a job for you? Yeah. So the X factor is you. You have a part to play, but it will be worth it. So the most important thing is when I do all of this, at the end of the day, am I going to get what I want? Am I going to get what I'm fighting for or what I desire? That is it. So I know that you want to get to the end point of getting a job in Canada, you actually do need this step-by-step guide, but you do need to be involved as well. So the question I'm asking you is, are you willing to do what it takes? How badly do you want it? Like Nigeria or Ghana, wherever they don't tire you. If it has tired you, you need to look for a way out. The thing is that if you do nothing, nothing will change you. You know, sometimes you think that, okay, well, things will get better. I pray that things do get better, but you have to actually take your destiny in your hand and start doing something about it. Yeah, so some of you already know about this guide. A lot of people already have it. But for those who don't have it, please let me introduce you to the Canada JAPA Work Permit Handbook. This is a step-by-step guide for those looking for a job. It's not for studying. It's not for express entry. Getting a job in Canada might give you points in your express entry profile, up to 200 points. Yeah, so that is why getting a job is so crucial, because if you are 300 and something in your express entry and you get a job that gives you like 200, you are bumped up to 500 and something. And if you use this guide, you will not be scammed. So what is inside? Few things that are inside the entire process to search for jobs, real jobs though, not fake ones. Yeah. And then of course, details of genuine recruiters that recruit for these jobs. So a lot of people in the comments are asking, where can we find these jobs? You can find it inside the handbook. Yeah. So if you are saying, why don't you just give us? Why should I give you? I'm giving you inside the handbook. Yeah. So you can actually go and check on Indeed and Job Bank and continue to do all of that. Or you can get the handbook and get across to genuine recruiters that actually recruit for Canada jobs. So there are some recruiters that companies actually hire and they look for people. So if I'm a caregiving home or I want mechanics or plumbers or whatever, there are companies that specialize in that. And you will get a list of that in the handbook. Yeah. Also, the all-important CV and cover letter. So we show you how to write your CVs and cover letters to the Canadian standard. Yeah. And there are samples that you can learn from. We're always putting in more samples. I have a few more samples to even add, so that, because that's the first thing that Canadian employers are going to see. There's also an interview blueprint that teaches you how to answer the common interview questions like, why should we hire you? What do you know about our company? What do you bring to the table? Things like that. This interview blueprint gives you step-by-step answers. So when I was looking for a job, I write my answers out and I cram it. I have my stories. And when I go for the interview, I already have answers. So this blueprint will give you those sample answers that you can write out. You can know them by heart and you can say them at the interview. Of course, how to apply for a work permit, because if you do get a job, the two things you can do, you can apply for a work permit or you can add the job to your express entry profile. We'll show you how to apply for work permit. The value of all of this, how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 things that I've shown is about 250,000 naira, about over 100,000, over $162. And it addresses the 9 things that I talked about that you need to focus on. There are people who have paid 2.5 million, 10 times this amount. They have gotten absolutely 0 results. And as we are speaking, somebody is still paying, despite the fact that there's been repeated warnings of not trusting too much some of these people who are asking you to pay money for jobs. As we're speaking, someone is being scammed. So this blueprint addresses those 9 things that I said you need to focus on. Yeah. And like I said before, the value is almost 162 USD. But if you sign up today, so instead of that to 162 USD, which is a great price, 162 is very cheap. You will get full access for just 35,000 naira. 35,000 naira is $22, about 23 US dollars, about 412 Ghana cedis, and about 15,000 CFA. Only that. And you have access to all of these things that we talked about, the blueprints, the CV guide, and all of that. But that's not all. Yeah. So there are other bonuses you get access to. So you get a list of the employers in Canada that have positive LMIs. Employers in Canada with positive LMIAs are those who can recruit foreign workers. Okay, I don't have time to go into the details of LMIA, but I feel that a lot of you already know about it. So for an employer to hire a foreign worker like you, who is not a permanent resident, who is not a temporary resident, who doesn't have a work permit in Canada, they need an LMIA. So you need to be looking at employers that actually do have this LMIA, and we send you, in the handbook, we have the list of those employers, long list like this in all the provinces. Like I said before, sample CVs and cover letters, and then how to work on your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn is important too. I know that in some parts of the world, like in Africa or even Nigeria, we don't consider LinkedIn. In Canada, LinkedIn is a big deal. So you need to learn how to create one and optimize it. And of course, you also get constant updates on immigration programs, changes that are happening, and what you can do next. Updates on sample CVs and cover letters, what to put in your CVs and cover letters, how to stand out to Canadian employers, and what jobs are actually being recruited for or being hired for in Canada at every point in time. You get access to me and my team. We have email support, so you are not being left alone. We provide support by email, and this support is very fast. Usually at most 24 hours, we'll get back to you. So what I'm asking you to do is to invest in yourself. The goal is to help you get that job offer that will help you move to Canada. The goal is not to sell you anything. Yeah, I provided value here. A lot of you already have value from what I've said without buying anything. But if you want to invest in yourself, this is the way to go. I'm also giving a special bonus today. I usually don't do this, but for those who invest in themselves, they will get one free CV review. CV, not cover letter. We will review your CV with recommendations, yeah? And we'll send you a brand new CV and give you recommendations in terms of what we have changed. And then you also have to realize that each time you apply, you need to update your CV. These bonuses go away on Tuesday, November 12th, by 12 midnight. So to get this bonus, simply ask for a purchase link from the affiliates that invited you here today. Okay, if you're in a group or something, or if you're receiving updates about this webinar, they will probably also send you a purchase link for you to get this handbook. And also, because so many people are asking for CVs and cover letter writing services, we have teamed up with a company. Their email is canadajobcv@yahoo.com. Just tell them you are from me, and they will give you a 10% discount on the prices. So they write professional CVs and cover letters in Canada style or Canada formats. Okay, so just for $35,000, 23 USD, Ghana CD 412, CFA 15,000, you get all of that. This is the most affordable and highly valuable work in Canada guide you can find. I know there's lots of them out there. This is the best, and I'm not saying it because it's mine. It is practical, it's updated, it doesn't give any bogus promises. I didn't give any bogus promises here. I don't make bogus promises. I only say what I can do. And it shows you what to do so that you're not confused about what do I do next. Yeah. So reach out to the affiliate that invited you and get your purchase link. That's what you need. You need a blueprint that works. You don't need someone asking you to send them $5,000 for a job that never comes, or to send them $500 for registration, or to send you, or to even ask you for money to do LMIA. You are not supposed to pay for LMIA. Some people are asking you to pay for LMIA. Those people are trying to scam you. Yeah, so you need to know what it is that you can do to get that job in Canada. Yeah, and I like this quote by Elaine Maxwell. What I fail or succeed shall be no man's doing but my own. I am the force. It is my choice, my responsibility. Win or lose, only I hold the key to my destiny. This is something that each of us needs to know, needs to burn it into our heart. You are in charge of your destiny, not me. Yeah, not your spouse, not the government, not anybody. A lot of times the government doesn't really even care about you. You have to be your own force. You have to take responsibility for yourself, and probably for your little children that you are seeing that are growing up in a country that doesn't really care about them. And you need to start doing something about that. So I have met many people who have made several mistakes in their job search simply because they didn't ask for help or get guidance. Some people are proud, some people think they know, some people think you want to collect their money, several reasons, and they continue to make mistakes. And that's why 2024 will probably pass, and you started January with the intention to at least have gotten in some way into your immigration to Canada, but you are nowhere. You are back to square one, especially with all these changes in policy. So you need to actually make a decision and start making a move. So what will it be? What will you choose to focus on? Is it the money you need to invest? Is it or the value you hope to get? What is your focus? Are you looking at the $35,000 or the 23, only $23? My goodness. Or the $23 that you need to invest on the value that you hope to get. It is so cheap at $23. I can't believe that's the amount. So the value you hope to get from it. You created time to be here today because this is an important topic to you. If not, you won't be listening till now. So I assume that you are willing to invest in this. If you can dedicate only 30 minutes of your day to get your job in Canada, that will finally help you to move to Canada, then you would have made a huge dent in this your immigration to Canada plans. You only need about 30 minutes a day to see what this blueprint is saying and to take steps or take action as you go along. So this is just like a snapshot of everything you're getting: the Canada JAPA Work Permit Handbook, how to find a job in Canada, list of recruiters, how to search and apply for jobs, free CV review, and how to create your cover letter. Just imagine, I just want you to imagine how your life would change if you got a job in Canada next month. Imagine it, how your life would change. First of all, you will feel so relieved. You'll be happy, you'll be grateful. Yeah, so keep that in mind because that is a really great feeling. If you just close your eye and imagine, you just open your email sometime next month and you see congratulations, you have your job, and it's a real job. It will be a great feeling, and that could happen for you too. Think about people just opening their email and saying, congratulations, you are now a permanent resident, or congratulations, your visa is approved, or congratulations, you have a job. That could happen for you, but of course you need to do something for that to happen. It doesn't matter your country of residence or your nationality. This works for everyone. So it's not just for Ghanaians or Nigerians or people in the UK or people in Canada. It works for everyone. It saves you time and it saves you money. So how do you make a purchase? Request for a purchase link from the affiliate. It's an affiliate program. The affiliate that invited you today. If it is me that invited you through an email or something, I will also send you a link to purchase. Yeah. So if you look out for your email or WhatsApp, you will also get that. Click the link to pay. After payment, you'll be sent a confirmation email and a registration link. Fill out your name and your email address. Make sure it's the same one that you used to make the purchase. So don't let anybody purchase for you with their own email. Let them use your own email address, or you use your own email address and your name, whoever is going to be the person that is going to have access to the course. Wait for an approval email. Click to access the course when you get the approval email and go through the modules and take action. So if you want to take a picture of this screen, you can, because this is how to make payment and this is how to have access to the handbook. Thank you. I want to say thank you to all those who have made the investment in themselves. I've seen a couple of purchases come through on my phone here. And those who will do so this week before the bonuses run out, congratulations to you too. You have made the best decision regarding getting a job in Canada, and I assure you that you will not regret it. So don't miss out on this opportunity. Like I said before, it's an affiliate product. So if someone invited you, ask them for the link to make the purchase. So are you ready to get started? Yeah, thank you so much for listening. That is the end of my presentation, and I am so glad for those of you who are still here listening to me. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was my spiel. I have done all of that, and I hope you gain value from the presentation. Okay, I'll take a few questions. How does one get the book in Ghana? So this is not a book per se. I know the name is Handbook, but it's an online program. So if you make purchase, you will get access. So what you will get is an online access. Yeah, so we don't need to post any book to you. Yes, it's not a book per se. We don't need to post it to you. What we need to do is to give you access, and you can log in from Ghana, UK, or wherever you are. You can log in anywhere. Okay, so if you have any questions on what I presented, you can ask. Please don't ask questions about studying in Canada or the express entry. Let's focus today on getting a job in Canada. If you have any particular questions on my presentation, I will take questions for the next, 20 minutes or so. Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay. Go on, yeah, true. Do you have Nigerian account number one can pay to? So maybe if you go back and listen to the presentation, you see what I said about how you can make payments. So start that. So someone will give you a link to pay. You can pay by card, transfer. If you choose transfer, they will give you an account number to pay. Congratulations, we have a new YouTube member. Okay, so guys, you can also show appreciation by clicking on the super chat. I think there's a super chat there you can click on and probably buy me coffee. Or you can join and become a YouTube member. So there's a join link on the YouTube channel. You can become a YouTube member as well. I'm waiting for your question. So, oh, okay. So, like I said before, it is simple. It might not be easy. So there's a difference between easy and simple. It is a simple process. But you know, a lot of people can make it look complicated just to make you think that you can't do it on your own. Yeah. It's simple and anybody can actually do it. You just need to know how to do it. Thank you very much, Simon. Thank you. Okay. Is there any Rosalind, is there any job openings without IELTS exam? So yes, of course. That means you were not here at the beginning of this presentation. You do not need IELTS to get a job. So what you need to get a job is what the employer has written in the job description. So if they say, oh, you need a high school diploma or you need a bachelor's or whatever, that's what you need. If an employer hasn't said you need IELTS, then you probably don't. Colette, what are those that already have the Japa and the master? What happened to them? If you have, you don't need to purchase again now. I don't understand your question. Thank you very much, Dorcas. That is what I intended, to make it a simple presentation that just shows you what you need. Yeah. Faith, how did you learn about this webinar? Who sent you the link to the webinar? I'm sure the person will send you a link. But if that's how you make a payment, yeah, by going back to their face. So if you're in a WhatsApp group or you saw it on Facebook, wherever you saw it from, will send you a link to pay. Okay, Fumilola, can someone who study accounting change to study nursing? So we're not talking about studying today, but I guess you can change to study anything you want, but if you're outside of Canada and you're changing from accounting to nursing, are you going to get a visa? That's the question. You need to be able to get a visa. Oh, you need to be able to get a visa. Whenever one is applying via email of the employer, am I to type any application letter, just drop my CV? So you need to send them your CV and your cover letter, and of course, in the body of the email, you need to tell them why you are reaching out to them. So, hello, whatever, I am applying for the role of XYZ that was posted on XYZ. Attached is my email, attached is my CV and my cover letter. Simple as that. Okay. You joined Shei's WhatsApp status. So okay, so Shei is going to put the purchase link on her WhatsApp status as well. So if you go to the WhatsApp status, you also see the purchase link that you can use to pay. I hope that helps. And of course, if you got the link from me, you can also reach out to me as well. Okay. Okay. Send your questions. I have a short time. Okay, Violet, you said it is I assume you're asking if this is a pathway to permanent residency, getting a job in Canada. So, I mean, if you're able to come to Canada to study, no, if you get a job in Canada and you work in Canada, you can also qualify for permanent residency. I'm not here guaranteeing that you will get permanent residency, but you can qualify and you can apply. And if you meet all the requirements and are eligible, yes, you can get permanent residency. Okay, send your questions. So I'm vetting the question. It has to be a question that is related to this, so to what we just talked about. Okay. Is it a one-time payment or will it expire in future? It's a one-time payment. Okay, so if they're asking for a diploma, you submit your diploma now. They didn't ask you for a WES evaluation. So if they ask for diploma, give them the diploma that they're asking for. Okay, Faith, you said you just got a notification. Okay, so I'm going to reach out to you after this webinar, right? Because I don't want to distract from the webinar. So I'll reach out to you after the webinar and let you know how you can make payments. So I'm just making a note of it. Faith. I'll reach out to you. Okay. Oh, so we don't seem to have a lot of questions. I want to believe that my presentation was very clear. It was very clear and you were getting it because it's as simple as that, okay? Queen Darlene said your children are beginning to like me. Children like me. I don't know why. There are lots of children that send me messages. A lot of people send me their children recording a voice note for me, and I actually love it. I don't have little children again, so maybe is this Scott trying to tell me something? Anyway, thank you so much, Queen Darlene. And my regards to your children as well. Okay, so I have 5 more minutes to take your question. If you have any questions, leave it in the comments. And as always, keep your head up, keep being grateful, keep being hopeful. Wherever you are, whatever part of the world you are, keep being grateful for where you are. I know that someone can say, because in Canada, it's easy for you to say. Before I came to Canada, I practiced gratitude. You don't want to know the number of times I failed. To come to Canada, and of course, there were times I thought that it would never happen, but I practiced gratitude. I stayed hopeful, and I continued to work at it, even though it seemed as if it wasn't going to work. I continued to work at it. Yeah, so that's the kind of spirit that I want you to have. So I don't know why my questions are not getting to you. Shobaya, so if your question has a word that is a spam word, it will not get to me. I don't know why your questions are not. So it depends on how you're writing the questions. Are you subscribed to the channel? And then what is in that? Maybe you can reword your question and send it again, okay? So that is I explained about what an LMIA is. Maybe if you need to watch the webinar. So an LMIA is called the Labor Market Impact Assessment. If you go to Google and you say, what is an LMIA? It will give you a detailed explanation. It's a document that an employer in Canada will give to you, yeah, for you to apply for a work permit. So it authorizes that employer to employ a foreigner, yeah, a foreign worker in Canada, so that it's not as if you are coming to take jobs from Canadian people. So that document gives the employer, the government permission, so to speak, to hire you. That's what an LMI is. So amazing question, Violet. So yes, when you get a job in Canada, whether you schooled in Canada or you get a job in Canada or you want to apply for express entry, you do need to write a language test for permanent residency. Yeah, that one is important. You have to write it. But right now, we're not talking about permanent residency. We're talking about getting a job. For getting a job, you don't need the IELTS. Of course, you can write it just to have it, but you need English exam. It doesn't have to be IELTS. It can be CELPIP. It can be French exam, but you do need a language test. So this is like So, Rukayat, you're asking for specific information. They have a higher chance if I use my caregiver certificate. So I really don't understand your question. If you use your IS certificate for what? Is it to find a job or what? I don't know. Your question needs to be clear. Shobayo, please ask your question again. Amazing question, Luatos. I bought the Canada Express Entry MasterCard. Do I still need to purchase this? You purchase it if you need it. If you don't need it, you don't need to purchase it. So it's on a need to have basis. If you see that, oh, I do need it, this is not Express Entry, this is work permit. Express Entry is different. If you need it, then yes, but you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, okay? Shoba, you ask your question again. Wow. So first of all, thank you so much for everybody who turned up today. Don't forget to share this with your friends. So if you have people who didn't show up, please go and post it on your status. Take the link and go and post it on your status so a lot more people can see it. People need to get their hopes up, keep hope alive, and find out simple steps that they can do to be able to come together. So when you're asking your question, ask a clear question like, what about tech career or something? What does this mean? I don't know how to answer this because you haven't asked a clear question. Which question now? Hassan, answer my question. Which question? I've answered every question that I've seen here. I used to be a banker. Now I'm an entrepreneur. So this is a UK certification. Okay, what do I put on my LinkedIn profile? So what you put on your LinkedIn profile depends on you. That's why you need the handbook now. Yeah, you want me to do a LinkedIn webinar now. What you put on your LinkedIn profile is what you want an employer to see. Yeah. So what do you want to be identified as? Do you want to be identified as a banker, as an entrepreneur, or as a caregiver? Depends on you. Am I to drop the certificate required in my application? I don't understand the question. Yeah, so you already asked the question. I said send your CV and your cover letter. That's what you need to send. What? I don't understand this. There are too many banks, which is bad. I don't understand this. I'm so sorry. I don't understand this question. Okay, beautiful. What about those that have tech skills? Or is it healthcare or caregivers that are qualified? Qualified for what? Today I didn't talk about caregiver or tech skill. I talked about getting a job generally. Yeah. So you see, the ability to communicate clearly is so important in getting a job. Now you have asked your question twice and you have not communicated. Yeah. I'm not onto you, like I'm not putting you on the spot, but you need to be able to clearly communicate what you need. I can imagine you writing a cover letter. You have to be straight to the point and clearly show what you're asking. Yeah, you haven't done that here. If after I purchase the handbook, we're still going to pay up again for the CV. What CV creation? Yeah, if you have the handbook, we offer one CV review. I already said that, one CV review. If you want to create another CV, yes, you will pay for CV creation. You are only paying $23, or you paid even less because $23 is a recent for the handbook, and you're getting everything that we offer. So yes, if you do need to create a CV, you need to pay additional monies. Okay. This is an amazing question. Faze, Abizi Phase, Igwe. How many years does work permit last when you are giving one? So I cannot tell you how many years a work permit lasts. It is according to, the LMIA that the employer wants. So a work permit can be 6 months, can be 1 year, can be 2 years. It depends on what the employer, the job that you're getting the work permits, or the work permit is attached to, or the LMIA that the work permit is attached to. So it depends. How long does this offer last? Which offer? You need to ask your questions clearly. I don't know the offer you're talking about. Okay, so I'll put the question back to you, Hope Sule. Have you ever gone for any job and they talk about age? They say you're not qualified because you're too young or too old. Tell me first, because really I don't know. Canadian employers cannot discriminate based on age. That is why you do not put your date of birth on the CV. they don't discriminate based on age. So long as you are showing that you are qualified for the job, you are passing the interview, I think you should get the job. I'm not Harrison. You don't need to. Yeah. So I'm not holding a gun to your head. You only purchase it if you need it. The Nigeria to Canada Japan system for those who want to study. So if you want to get a job in Canada, the handbook is what you need. Yeah, but you don't have to. Okay. Must it be in PDF? It can be in any format that someone can be able to get it. It will be fine. So I have just a few more minutes. Did I say 15 minutes at first? No, I said 20. So I have 5 more minutes. Does getting a job require Wes? No. I think a lot of you are just joining and asking questions. I don't think you were here for the webinar itself. Yeah? Because if you're here, you won't be asking, no. Cover letter is not the same as application letter. So what is an application letter? I guess it's how you look at it. So a lot of times they won't ask you for an application letter. They will ask you to send a CV. Some employers might give you a form to fill, then you need to fill that form. And I guess in a way, yes, a cover letter might be an application letter because that is where you are showing how you qualify for the job. Okay. Oh my God. So I don't have any new questions, but let me check the old questions. If I can see any questions. So some people were asking questions when I was doing the webinar. I started to listen to the webinar first. So, oh God, what's happening? I'm trying to get this job. Oh my God, am I hanging? This is not moving again. I'm trying to find the. Okay, so I'm seeing some older question. Michael was asking. So Michael is one of our VIP members. Where to find a genuine job? And not actually getting a reply. I don't understand this question. So, well, I believe that you're saying, oh, you're not getting a reply. If you're not getting a reply, then your CV is either maybe not passing the ATS test. Your CV does not have the keywords, so no human being is seeing it, and you will not get a response. Okay. If you have asked a question before and I haven't answered, ask it again. Oh, yeah, because these questions are just moving up and up, so I might not see it. If you said, can job links be sent? So I mean, yes, if I find job links, I will send. But of course, there are the employer links, recruiter links are inside the handbook. Remember that you are the X factor. You can't sit down and be waiting for Sheyi to send you job links. Yes, I will send. What if you are looking for an administrator job and the job links I'm sending is for tech people or for caregiver? Are you going to now say you won't do anything? So yes, I will send job links, but at the same time, you need to also be looking for a job yourself. Okay. I have forklift skill. Can I apply for a job in Canada with my skill? Yes. Okay, I answered. I said it can be in any format. It can be in Word format. It can be in PDF. It doesn't matter. Okay, guys. So at this point, I want to thank everyone who showed up today. I want to appreciate you for showing up for this webinar. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell. Also, don't forget to sort of like send this to those who actually missed the webinar. And I'm going to reach out to those who I've said I'll reach out to regarding the purchase link. Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. This is the last but 1 month, right? In the year. We have just 1 month before the year ends, which is just amazing. So we should all be grateful that at least we are alive to see the end of 2024. And next week, my name is not Seti. Yeah, what is your question? I've answered your question. If I've answered more than one of your questions, Al Hassan, you need to listen. which is communication skill. I've answered your question. And this other person, Mbada Neka, how did you hear about the webinar? So go back to the affiliate that invited you, or, if you were not invited, then, respond back and say that you were not invited. But I'm sure someone, how did you hear about the webinar? Okay. So like I was saying, it's the end of the year. Next month, hopefully, our webinar will be about express entry, because that is also one very good way for you to be able to come to Canada. You're a temporary resident. What does that mean? Are you a student or what? All jobs are regulated. Oh my goodness, that is not true. Yeah, so that is like an assumption, and that's a general statement. All jobs are not regulated. That's a complete lie. Please, is that oversimplification? Not all jobs. The jobs that are regulated, but not all jobs are regulated. Yeah. So let's bless God that we are here. So if you are just joining a former, if you are just joining, just rewind, push the whatever, the needle back to the beginning and start watching from there. So that it's unfair for me to do a recap when other people have been here since. So go back and start from the beginning. Yeah. So thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch out for topics for next month. And then please, when I send you messages on the community tab, you guys should respond now. When I do a poll and I say, what do you think we should talk about in the next webinar? If you are not answering, why? Try and be active on the community, because I want to do webinars that is actually reaching out, meeting the needs of those of you that are on the community. Okay. Once more, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I have to drop off here and go and do one or two things in my day, probably eat. But thank you so much for joining. As we round 2024, I pray that God will bless you. God will help you to reach all your goals that you have planned for 2024. And don't forget that it is not over until it is over. Take care and God bless you. And go to church tomorrow. Bye. Bye.